Hey, Louds, this is Captain Yeet here for you, celebrating the 5th anniversary of the Loud House movie. So let's get into it. I've been a really big fan of the Loud House ever since it was first revealed as like the newest series on Nickelodeon. I watched all the promos, all the commercials, everything. I was really excited for this cartoon. I also remember I used to watch the theme song on YouTube all the time. They released like the full version before the show came out. I watched that like crazy. I watched that like crazy. I was really excited for this TV show. And then eventually, whenever it did come out, I watched all of season one. I watched season two whenever that came out. After season two, that's whenever I fell off. I didn't fall off because I didn't like the Loud House anymore. The only reason why I fell off was because that's whenever me and my family lost cable. After I lost cable, yeah, I fell off pretty hard. I just kind of kept up with the Loud House, just hearing things about it every now and again. I'll see a clip here or two, but yeah, I kind of fell off. I wasn't able to actually watch it all the way through. I know it's on like season what, like 9 or 10 right now. I would like to go back and watch it from the beginning and go up to, where it's at right now and just keep going from there. I could probably do that because, they do have the Loud House on Paramount Plus, so I could probably do that like any day now. But I remember when this movie was first announced, man, I was going crazy. I could not believe they're making a Loud House movie. I knew the Loud House was like super duper popular even when the movie did come out because, the show came out in 2016 and it was 2021 when this movie came out. But still, I knew it was still popular even around that time. But when they announced it, my jaw dropped. I was like, ain't no way. They're making a Loud House movie. This is about to go crazy, man. I can't wait. I was really excited. Now, this did come to theaters for a tiny little bit. It wasn't in theaters for that long, but it did come to theaters for a little bit. I wasn't able to see it in theaters. It really sucks. Actually, today, right before I started recording the video, I watched it like an hour ago. This was my very first time watching the movie, and thank goodness I wasn't really spoiled on the movie. I knew the basic plot about them going to Scotland, learning that their ancestors used to rule Scotland, so they're royalty now, and I knew that but that was about it. That's all I really knew, that they just came to Scotland. So I knew the basic plot. I saw the posters. I did see like a clip here and there. But other than that, I never really saw too much about the movie, so I wasn't really spoiled whenever I went into it, which is really good. I'm really glad that didn't happen to me. This is one little funny story about the Loud House movie that I do want to tell. Is that last year I had to go in the back of my church to grab something. I think they wanted me to get like a broom or some paper towels or something like that. Whenever I went to the back of the church to get it, that's whenever I was passing by Children Church. When I'm passing by Children Church, they're watching a movie and they're watching the Loud House movie. While I'm walking by, it's at that scene whenever Lenny was like, hey Scott, we're in Scotland. So everybody's everybody's name is Scott. Duh. I like how they brought that joke back into flashback whenever we saw the ancestors 400 years ago. She goes, I can't wait to see my Scott. He's from Scotland. We know. Please let everybody started screaming. I like that. I like how they brought that joke back. That was really funny. But anyway, like back to what I was saying. I hear that and I stop dead in my tracks. I said, "What in the? Am I hearing heat right now? Are they watching the Loud House?" I turn around and yeah, they're watching the Loud House movie. Now I was gonna stand there and watch the movie, but obviously the front of the church really needed me. I had to go in the back of the church to get something, so I just stood there and I left after after she ran into an actual Scot living in Scotland and they started blessing. After that, that's whenever I grabbed the broom or whatever I had to grab and kept it moving. But I was like, "What?" They're watching the Loud House movie. That's kind of funny. I thought that was kind of cool. And so now we can get to like the actual plot and characters and stuff about this movie. One thing I do want to mention off the bat is the music. The music was so good in this movie. That beginning song in the flashback when we see the Loud siblings getting born one by one. We also got to see how the mom and dad first met whenever they were teenagers. Well, no, I don't think they were teenagers, but at least around like early 20s, I think I said. I don't think they were teenagers, but whenever they first met and got married, that beginning song was so good. All the other songs in the movie were really good too. I do like Morag. I keep saying Morag, but it's Morag. I do like Morag's villain song. Two parts I love specifically about her song was whenever her ancestor were singing at the same time. The harmony was really good. Also, the part of the song whenever she was thinking to herself, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should just let these louds be at peace. Nah. She like took her like 2 seconds to be like, nah. But she's like, no, nah, forget it. I'm just gonna keep being evil. That was good, and every other song was really good too. But the music went crazy in this movie. I like the music a lot. I'm definitely look up like the soundtrack after I'm done recording this and like get some songs on my playlist because this was going crazy. Also, whenever they did the re-dissing of the Loud House theme song, I said no way. When Lincoln first became the Duke and they started to like play the beginning, I said, wait a second, is that it? Now at first I thought they were just gonna do like the regular Loud House song, but just in Scotland form. But no, they added new lyrics, new visuals, and everything. I'm like, okay, this is cool. Castle Loud. I'm like, okay, like they even had like a title card pop up like it's like a whole new show. I'm like, okay, that was funny. That was funny. That was really cool. I do like that little loud thing, but the music was super duper dope. Another thing I do want to mention before I get more into I was gonna say theme song, theme song was at the tip of my tongue. Another thing I do want to mention before I get more into like the plot of the movie was I like how obviously Lincoln's the main character, so he was like the focal point of the movie. But another focal point of the movie was Lily a little bit. Like they were showing like the bond and stuff of Lily and Lincoln. They were always piling around a lot of the time in this movie. Backup plan. They brought that back in. I do like that a lot. She's talking a lot in this movie. They do kind of age of the characters and fast forward. Well, not fast forward, but they do kind of age up the characters and move the timeline along in the show, which is kind of cool. I think in more recent times in the actual TV show, they have like Lori. She moved out, like she's done with college, or she's going to college right now. She's not in the house anymore. Obviously, she's still a main character. She comes back every now and again, but Lori, she moved out. Lily, she's like a little bit older now. She's walking. She's talking. Well, she's talking a lot in this movie now, but she's like moving up. And that actually engine up the characters. Lincoln, he's in middle school. I remember I said that in the anniversary video, but I saw that clip whenever him and his friends were going to middle school. I was like, what? They're actually like aging up the characters and moving the timeline along. Usually in cartoons like this that go on for so long, they just keep it the same. They don't really move the timeline along until like the very last episode when they do like a huge time skip or something. But no, like they're casually moving it, which is really cool. So I guess that's why Lily is talking so much in this movie. It still sounds like a baby. She's not talking fluently or anything, but that's really cool. That's really cool. But I like how she was like another main focal point of the movie right alongside Lincoln. And she comes in clutch at the end of the movie, stealing the dragon rock thing that was controlling the dragon. She comes in massive clutch. She comes in clutch, open Lincoln out. But like I said before, the basic plot of this movie is like, they go to Scotland and figured out that there used to be royalty here, so they're becoming royals here too. They kind of make the Duke like the king, because they don't specifically mention the role of king and queen in Scotland. They specifically keep mentioning the Duke, like the Duke has the highest authority here. I know Lincoln's the main character, so I guess they're trying to make the Duke look really higher than the king and queen, but they don't mention king and queen at all in the movie, which I was a little confused about. Another main plot point of the movie is, besides from them finding out that they're royalty, is that Lincoln feels a little insecure about himself and his sisters. In the very beginning of the movie, we see this really sweet montage of Lincoln helping out his sisters in every little thing they have to do. But whenever that happens, the town doesn't see Lincoln as important or as unique as his sisters. Everybody loves the Loud sisters. There's literally billboards. There's literally billboards and posters about the Loud sisters and how cool they are, how unique they are, how like just basically how stylish and cool they are. But nobody's thinking about Lincoln, and that makes him feel really sad and not inconsiderate. That's not the word I'm looking for. But he feels really bad and outshined by his sisters. That's why he's like adamant to become the Duke whenever he comes to Scotland to like get his own trophy and outshine them. That's like a big part of this movie. Obviously, by the end of the movie, they say that you shouldn't feel like that. You help us out so much. We see you as an equal. We don't outshine you, which is really sweet and really good that they do that. Excuse me, I gotta pause the video. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to go get some water. My throat was getting kind of itchy. But that was really sweet little plot point. By the end of the movie, they do resolve that. There is one thing I'm a little confused about. Now, I did say this before that I'm not really caught up in recent Loud House stuff. I have seen some stuff in recent years, or even like in this year of like some stuff that's happening recently. I'm not caught up specifically. But is this movie canon? Because I know that by the end of this movie, Lenny's like dating that Scott guy from Scotland. We even see them like FaceTiming and blushing. But I noticed he's dating somebody in recent years, and it's not him. It is not the Scott guy. So I'm like, I wonder what's going on. Also, they were like crying and like really feeling really sad about having to leave Scotland. And I'm like, well, couldn't you guys come back? Now I do know they make it like a really adamant point in the beginning of the movie whenever the mom's like, whoa, us traveling, especially that far away. I mean, that's 13 of us. That's a lot of money. So I know it might be kind of hard to come back to Scotland, but still, they could come back. I don't know if they ever come back in the original show, if they like mention the events that happened in this movie in the original show, but I don't know if the movie's canon or not. I hope it is because I would like to see some of the characters come back, like Angus, or maybe FaceTime Lincoln or something like that. That'd be kind of sweet and kind of cool. They do that. I don't know if they do, but hopefully, hopefully the movie is canon to like the regular LuanLoud. I don't know if they ever came out and said if it is or if it isn't, but hopefully, hopefully it is. Also, another thing that kind of confused me was like the family line, or like the bloodline. The bloodline. That's the word. What I meant to say was the bloodline. I was a little confused about the bloodline because Lincoln asked, where's the family from? Now the mom says that all of her family is from Royal Woods, but the dad says that he doesn't know. I was like, so you don't have like a mom and dad or a cousin or brother or something that you can ask yourself? I have seen some clips and some pictures of recent years to where Lincoln does meet some of his cousins, and I know one of the cousins like his black little girl with like really big glasses. So I'm like, who cousin is that? Is that on the dad's side or is that on the mom's side? I don't really know. I don't really know, so I'm a little confused there too. Then I was also thinking, couldn't they just ask Pop Pop? I guess Pop Pop is the mom's dad. I know Pop Pop is the granddad to all the kids, but I don't know if Pop Pop's the dad to the mom or he's the dad to the dad. I'm guessing it's the dad to the mom because they could have easily just asked Pop Pop, but they didn't. But they didn't do that. So okay, I guess it's the other way around. I was really wondering what the bloodline and stuff is too, and I was also wondering, the dad doesn't have anybody. He doesn't have anybody he could ask of where the family is. Like what? And of which family member specifically? I guess it's the dad. I was like, which family member specifically are they descended from? All the Louds from 400 years ago, they did it split off, but I think, was that blurry? So I must have seen it again. I think it was blurry. But I'm pretty sure they all did split off and had their own families, but one of them had to be the link to one, but they don't really say that. The very first ghost that is revealed to like talk to the Loud family is the Lucy variant. So maybe they're the descendants of the Lucy variant specifically. That was a really funny scene though. Whenever Lincoln was like doing that presentation to try to make the Louds live in in Scotland, he puts hard eyes on everybody's face, but since Lucy's face covered by her eyes, I mean covered by her hair, he just puts googly eyes up there to represent her eyes instead of having that was funny. That had me cracking up. I'm like, okay, that's whatever. I guess the main villain. I guess I'll go into the main villain, which is Morag. So the big like plot twist in the movie is that whenever we get the flashback to see what happens 400 years ago, because they keep mentioning that the Louds that used to live here 400 years ago, they just sailed away and never came back, and nobody knew why. We do get the flashback to whenever they sailed back to Scotland, they were trying to come back home, but the dragon wouldn't let them. And they said that the dragon is the protector of Scotland. So whatever the dragon does, it goes. So the dragon says, like, like this is a bad person and needs to leave. They're like, okay, we trust the dragon. They can't go back on the dragon's word. And so they started to leave. But it's revealed like a little bit later on that Morag's ancestor was controlling the dragon with like this mystical rock that can control dragons. In my mind, I was like, why doesn't the dragon just go back and get the Louds? Because like whenever he shot fire at them to make them like sail away, he went back to Morag's ancestor and she turned off the mind control. The ancestors didn't sail away that far. They're still in eyesight. I was like, go get them. Like, I mean, I guess the ancestors could just mind control him instantly, but still, like, yo, get up and do something. Like, what are you doing, man? I was like, do something now, please. You're not mind control. But see, he could have just got mind control instantly like that. So I guess it's whatever. And so Morag wants just peace and quiet in the kingdom and also inside the castle. So she basically does the same thing her ancestor does, but with a little bit more oomph to it. He manipulates the sisters to do their little quirks out in the city so she can outshine Lincoln. Whenever Lincoln is on the dragon to outshine them, she mind controls the dragon, destroys the city, manipulates them, and eventually they're like, okay, yeah, we're gonna leave Scotland, and they're leaving. So in the very beginning of the movie, when we first see her, she's living in the castle. She's literally inside the castle chilling. So I'm like, okay, now the Loudons are leaving, you can just go right back into the castle. Like what? Like there was no need to like try to crown yourself Duchess or anything like that. You did not need to do that, but she was doing that. I know she said that she wanted to kind of make it permanent to where the Loudons never come back. I guess he wanted even more power. But if you didn't try to crown yourself Duchess, Angus wouldn't have told the whole city or town that you were lying, and you could have just went back in your castle, easy peasy. He didn't need to try to take over. That was ridiculous. I do love that parallel though. That whenever Lincoln was crowned the Duke, you saw her hesitating like crazy to put the crown on his head, and you saw her reflection in the crown, and then Angus had to like push the crown down, like push it down for her. And then whenever she was being crowned Duchess, then C had well not C, Angus had his reflection in the crown, and C's the one that pushed it down. Like come on, she was getting super upset. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that little parallel right there too. And with Morag and Angus, Morag design is so funny. Like I saw her design before the movie, before I watched the movie. I'm like, what is this design? These jokers think they funny. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing with Morag design. See, it's a cute design, but that one part of the design is like really funny. The little gag of her hair, the more stress she gets, the crazier her hair gets, was really funny. I don't know what people put Morag and Angus together, but their kind of relationship was kind of cute. Whenever she was like, arguing and spazzing outside, and he was like, "Oh, everything's gonna be fine." Whenever he got like super excited, the Louds are back. He picks her up and she goes, "Put me down." Oh, sorry, sorry. And he even went back for her. At the end of the movie, the dragon grabs her and flies her all the way off, like way, way off the shore of Scotland, and put her on some rocks that have a bunch of seals that look just like the Loud siblings. But at the end of the movie, in the credits, we see him go back for her and bring her back. And even he said that the dragon's the protector of Scotland. He knows what's best for her. But he even goes back for her. Like, if they get together, I wouldn't mind. She could become the queen since he's technically like the king, obviously after some, redemption arc, because he was trying to take over everything and kill everybody. So we're gonna need a redemption arc for her. But I wouldn't mind their relationship, blooming. They were kind of cute together. And the funniest joke in this movie, I mean, the funniest joke in this movie is whenever she was like spazzing about how like the Louds are here and they're just wrecking everything, and he's like really happy the Louds are here too. But the funniest joke is whenever they started to talk about the theme song. That had me cracking up. That was funny because she goes, "Oh, the Loud is so loud and chaotic. I mean, they keep running through the crashing holes, dodging sisters like." And then Angus goes, "Like ping pong balls." Hey, that's kind of catchy. She goes, "Don't toy with me." Whenever she said they keep running around the crashing holes, I was like, "Wait a second." I paused the movie. I said, "Whoa, whoa, hold up. Are they doing the theme song?" Ain't no way they're doing the theme song. That was funny. They actually were like casually integrating the theme song in that joke. It was a good way too. That was a good way. They keep dancing around the crowded halls, making like ping pong balls. I'm like, okay, that was I'm not lying, man. That had me cracking up. The other joke, whenever those two people that owned the chips and fish shop, they were arguing. You, oh yeah, you married me. Like that was funny. It was also really funny too. Whenever Clyde he called Lincoln, like hey Lincoln, when are you coming back home? And he was telling him like, oh, I'm the Duke now. Since I'm the Duke, I I can't exactly leave. We're gonna live here. And his face was like blank. He wasn't moving or anything. He goes, "Oh, that's amazing. Well, I'm gonna come visit you soon. Okay, bye." And then you see he made a gigantic cake for him, and he falls on top of the cake, and he starts crying. I mean, that was kind of it was sad, but it was also funny. I know he was torn, waiting for his best buddy to come home. Like, yeah, Lincoln, woo, but yeah, nah, he ain't coming home for a minute. He's not coming home for a minute. That was funny. On the Bobby thing, for a split second, I was like, ain't no way they're gonna have like a whole plot line of Bobby being like, super depressed that Lori broke up with him. Come like you can clearly see his computer screen glitching because of the bad connection, so he shouldn't believe that she's actually breaking up with him, right? But cartoon logic, like, oh, she broke up with me? And Ronnie Ann was like, no, go after your girl. And so he goes after her. I thought he was gonna show up and near the beginning of the movie whenever they do get there, but no, we don't see them. We don't see him at all until the very end of the movie. I kind of forgot about him. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever he shows up in the same submarine, that was kind of cool too. That the submarine that they had to take to get to Scotland, he also had to take like the same route too. But whenever he gets there, they're leaving. I was like, what? Okay. Oh yeah, patent pending. Whenever they did that was sweet. I love callbacks like that. I love callbacks so much. Yeah, but yeah, so when he gets there, they're leaving, and he just starts like breaking down, like, no, yeah, well, that would suck. That would suck big time. The dad was the only one on board with staying in Scotland. Obviously, I knew that there's no way the Loud is gonna stay in Scotland. Like what? They have a whole for like the points that the sisters were bringing up. Those were the exact same points I was thinking of in my mind. I was like, yeah, they have a whole life in Royalwood. They have friends. They have, well, I guess maybe not family, but they have like other things that are school and stuff like that. And I was like, are you thinking of Clyde at all? Like what about your boy Clyde? He wasn't even thinking about that. But yeah, that was cool. Oh, one thing I do want to mention that's really funny about the movie is that this specific picture of the Loud is from 400 years ago. I've seen this picture before whenever I look up like the Loud House movie, and so I just assume that these are like the regular Louds in today's time wearing those outfits because they found out they're royalty. But whenever Angus was like, oh yeah, these are the Louds from 400 years ago, I was like, oh, so these are like the ancestors. Okay, that really surprised me. I did not know that. I did not know those were the ancestors. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cute. That's kind of nice. Let's see what else. I already talked about the beginning when they were like, meeting of each other when we see them as babies and kids growing up. It was really sweet too that whenever Lincoln was born, everybody was like, "Oh my goodness, oh, it's a boy," and taking care of him so much. Whenever everybody was like yelling, "My little bro, my Lincoln, no Lincoln," like, that was really sweet. All the sisters helping out Lincoln to fight the dragon at the end of the movie by doing just their regular quirky stuff. Like Luann and Lenny are my favorite characters in the whole show. So Luann doing her comedy routine and the dragon like following her shadow and she's making fun of Morag. I thought that was really funny. Lenny just throwing a giant like kilt on top of the dragon. Everybody else is, just doing like their regular stuff, but messing the dragon up so it can't see. Is blinded by Laura? No, not Laura. Yeah, it's Laura, right? The twins. It's Laura and Lisa. Lisa. I said Laura. Sorry. No. Lisa's the smart one. Is it Laura? I think it is Laura, right? It's so many characters. Yeah, it's Lori, Lenny, Lynn, Luna, Lucy, Laura, Lisa, obviously Lincoln, Lily, the twins. Oh, I'm missing the twins now. I can't believe that. So much LARP. It's a crime. I know them. It's just been a while, man. It's yeah, Laura, yeah, Laura. Whenever Laura like stole all the money for their vacation fund to like whiten her teeth, and it's so bright it blinds a dragon. I was like, okay. The little relationship between Lincoln and Angus is really sweet because he just loves the Loud. He's always goofing around with Lincoln, teaching Lincoln how to be a duke because he was just trying to be a duke for selfish gain and not really helping out the kingdom. But he saw that you have to help out the kingdom, and that what made Lincoln choose him to be the king. And whenever they had to leave, that's it. Like the little relationship was really cute too. The one clip I did see of this movie was whenever Lincoln was like, "Walk, oh yeah, I'm duking." Right here. The one clip I saw whenever he was like walking in the hallway and Morag was like, "This is your jock strap, sir? Not mine." He had to run away. And all the loud siblings kept doing their regular stuff and he kept knocking everybody around. And we do get to see all the other ghosts of all the other loud siblings and the mom and dad at the end of the movie whenever they're just pairing off with their counterparts and like walking and talking and messing around. I thought that was kind of funny. That was kind of sweet too. And I don't know if people put Morag and Angus together, but I like them together. They're just always goofing around. They're so sweet together, especially when he went back to get her. Let's see. Is that everything about the movie? That might be about everything I have to say about the LuanLoud movie. It's really good. I haven't seen any of the other movies. I know there's that spy movie. There's that movie with Santa Claus. There's that road movie that just came out. Is that it? Is that all the movies that came out so far? Yes, I think so. I think there's more. I know they have a live action movie of the Loud House. I saw the trailer. I'm like, why they make a live action? They gotta make everything live action. I'm not watching those movies. I'm not watching the live action movies. Those jokes look a little ridiculous. But yeah, this movie was good though. I do like it. I wish I would have saw it in theaters. It was so good. And at the very end of the credits, it showed the dragon that they had because the new dragon gets born. It gets like super big. It shows they're dressing up. I think Lisa or Lily as a dragon since they had to come back home and leave the dragon back in Scotland. But it was like, thank you for all the support from all the Loud fans. It was because of you this movie was able to happen. I don't remember this movie ever getting not bankrupt, but what did they have to like fund the movie with fans? No, there's no way. This movie, I mean, this franchise is so big. They had plenty of money. I don't remember something like that happening, but I don't know, but that's like a little sweet tribute that they did at the end of the movie, is saying like, thank you for the fans making this movie possible. That was sweet. I did like that. Okay, this isn't a scene I want to show the scene really quickly because I thought it was really cute of Angus and Morag, but also I want to show something else and talk about something else. So I just wanted to show that really quickly. I thought that was sweet. Oh, sorry about that. It took too long. I couldn't show it no longer. I also thought it was kind of funny that in the very beginning of the movie, remember whenever all the loud siblings had all the loud siblings had to fight over the breakfast burritos, and in my mind, I was like, the dad knows he has 11 kids. He knows he has 11 kids, so why doesn't he make like 40 breakfast burritos the way they don't have to fight over them every Saturday? I mean, obviously that's a lot of product to buy. That's a lot of product and stuff to buy. But still, I'm like, you have that many kids. Why do you have that? That was hilarious though. Whenever all the sisters were standing in the hallway, Lincoln goes, "No one else marks. Link go." They're just waiting for him. Whenever they run down the stairs, he grabs like the carpeting and flips it, and they all get thrown out the house. And he closes the door. He goes, hey, Lincoln, hey, Lily, where's your siblings at?" "I don't know." I don't know, Dad. Oh, Morag, the loudest are back. Did you hear? I heard the song. We all heard the song. The whole song. That was good. I do like this town was made for you. I was like at first I was thinking there's no relatives here, but obviously had all the relatives that they would have had split up. I don't want to figure out how they have those cousins though. I wonder how they get those cousins. I don't know. It's a little confusing to me. A tiny bit, a tiny bit. And the whole traveling thing, man, I would have saw. I thought I was gonna drive there, but no, they had to like take the bottom of the plane, a hot air balloon, a bus. Like they had to take so much, and eventually, like I said, a submarine. Like, jeez, that is ridiculous. That is so ridiculous, man. I would have hated that. And it was also really cool too to see Clyde's like great aunts. That was kind of cool. And I was also thinking, how does he have those? I guess I don't know the. Oh, I know he has two dads. So I was like, which I'm guessing the black dad that he has is his actual dad, like blood related. Like he had Clyde with somebody. Then eventually, I guess he left the girl he was with to get with the white dude. And then the family line that Clyde was showing was of his regular lineage of the from the black guy. That's what I'm assuming. I don't know if that's true. I mean, probably that makes the most sense because they're both black. But I don't really know. I don't know. But whenever he was going over like his family line about how good of a cook he was, I mean, for explaining why he's such a good cook, I was like, oh, I don't remember seeing any like family or anything of Clyde's back in the original show whenever I was watching it. That's kind of cool how they're like kind of bringing that back. Almost say bringing that black. That's on the tip of my tongue. Bringing it black. Sorry about that. That's so funny. But I guess they were like bringing that back in here. That's kind of cool. I did like that. And with that, I guess that's about everything. I would love to show that montage whenever they were going to like each family member's thing, like the soccer game. Laura, not Laura, sorry, Lisa's like graveyard thing. Like, each member went to their own little thing, and each time they like won, they got like a trophy or something, and they had Lincoln to hold it. I would like to show that montage, but that's a long montage. I thought I'd be able to get it. I was really happy though, because like I said, Lenny and Luann are my favorite characters. I thought they were so cute when I was like what 6, 15. No, I was 14. Especially Luann. I like Luann a lot. And whenever she was doing the comedy thing, the joke with her is like most people don't really laugh at her jokes because they think it's corny or whatever. She does crack corny jokes, but whenever she was doing the comedy tournament, the judges were cracking up, and she won. She got the trophy. I was like, what? My eyes got so big. I'm like, no way. I thought it was gonna be like, all the judges don't think she's funny because that's like a normally whenever people hear her jokes, they don't really laugh that much. I'm like, what? They were cracking up, man. She won it. Let's get it. I was so happy. I was so happy. Whenever Lenny won her thing too, I was happy too. I'm like, wow, that is crazy. I was so happy to see that happening. That was really good. That was really good. But okay, now that I think that's about it. Actually, let me just stop saying that and actually pause it. It was kind of funny that Lisa was born with her black hair. I thought she dyed her hair, but she was born with it, and it was also born with her covering her face. He was also born with that too. I thought that was so funny and so ridiculous. But yeah, everybody like, oh, he's a boy. That's so crazy. I like the Loud House so much, especially I can kind of see myself in the Loud House a tiny bit. Like I said before, in my family in general, like my wider family, it's mostly girls. There's like very few boys. There's very few boys in my main like huge family. But in my main family, like specifically in my house, it's like the Loud House. Now I don't have 11 sisters. I mean, I don't have 10 sisters, but I have 4 sisters. I have 3 older ones, 1 younger one, and I'm the only boy. And my dad died when I was younger, so I was the only boy in the house since I was a kid. Now my oldest sister did have she had a son, and but she didn't really live near us, so the son, my nephew, would come by every now and again. But it was mainly just me around a ton of girls all the time. It was just basically just Lincoln. I was basically Lincoln for most of the time. And oh, I just love this beginning montage whenever Lincoln was a baby. All the sisters are just going crazy over him, just falling over Lincoln. They're just cracking up around him. It was sweet. But okay, yeah, I think I got everything I wanted to say about the Loud House movie. So, I guess I'm gonna pause the video one last time. I'll end it on a shot of the whole family, and then I'll just say like my outro, and then we'll be done. We'll be done with the Loud House movie, the fifth anniversary. I don't know if I'll talk about the other Loud House movies. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I guess I'll see. I do really want to talk about the episodes in general. Like I would love to do episode reviews. It's gonna take me a while to finish, but the Loud House is still going, and I usually just do episode reviews of shows that are already done. So I might wait till the house is done, but it might be like a while. It might be a long time. It's like SpongeBob, it's not gonna end for a while, but I guess we'll see. I like the Shockwave move that Luna kept doing with her guitar. That gun was going crazy in the beginning of the movie, also at the end. I'm trying to find a good shot of the whole family. Uh, Now, what? I'll just use that shot at the end of the movie. You know what I'm talking about. The shot at the very end of the movie, whenever we see that, I'll just use that shot. Hey, I just want to say one last thing. It would have been really nice if they did get to stay in Scotland. Obviously, I knew they had to go back to the status quo of living in Royal Woods. They can't live in Scotland. Obviously, they can't do that. But still, it's their birthright. Like, they are supposed to live here. I know they make, Angus the new, like, king of the village, and he's going to be a really good king, as we see in the movie. But still, it's their birthright. They're supposed to be here. Maybe once everybody's older and they get to, split up and live where they want to live, maybe they might come back here and live in Scotland. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I don't know. And like I said before, I don't know if this is canon. I don't know if they ever do come back or not. Oh, I didn't even show the ghost, did I? I didn't show the ghost. I completely forgot about that. The ghost. There's probably a shot at the end of the movie of like the ghost and stuff, right? Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. Like I said before, we get that shot of like all of the ghosts pairing off with like each member of the family whenever they're like helping fix everything. Okay, so let me show the ghost really quickly. I almost forgot about that. I definitely almost forgot about showing the ghost. Okay, here's what the ghosts look like. I mean, it's just that picture, but just as regular louds or whatever. It's whatever. But yeah, okay. I was like, oh, I completely forgot about the ghost. Oh man, but yeah, those were the ghosts. The main one we stayed with is the Lucy ghost, but yeah, I thought that was cool. Oh, I forgot they were juggling. The Luann ghost was juggling with her ghost. That was cute. That was really cute. She was juggling with her ghost. But okay, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. Thank you all for watching. I think I'll let it be woman human beings, and I'll see. Oh no, was that blurry? I didn't know it was blurry. I gotta show that again. But like, share, and subscribe. I see you all later. Thank you all for watching. I think I'll let it be woman human beings, and I see you all next time. And I hope you all have a God bless day/night. Okay, bye bye. The loud hell. I gotta show this again. Sorry, it was blurry the first time I showed it. I did not know that. Let me turn it back. Yeah, sometimes I can't really see if it's gonna be blurry on that too much whenever I first show it. Well, I end the movie off on the very first shot of this movie. But okay. Oh, the wedding! No, the wedding! I forgot about the wedding scene. That was so sweet. I didn't show anything from the beginning when specifically Rita and I don't know the dad's name. I know the mom's Rita. The dad I don't know. I don't know the dad's name. I forgot his name. Okay, now I'm done. I'm done rambling. We're at like 30 something minutes or 34 minutes. Okay, bye bye, Louds. Bye bye.